Rocky Kids. It's Miss Joy again, and I have another great Bible story to bring you today. So happy Sunday. Now, before I get started in the story, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been to one of the parades that we have downtown? We have the rodeo parade in July, then we have the Scottish-Irish parade in September, and then we have the Christmas parade at Christmas. Now, have you ever been to one of those parades and you didn't get there first, so you didn't have a front row seat, and everybody was gathering up to watch the parade, but you couldn't see? And it didn't matter how high you strained your neck or stood on your tiptoes, you couldn't see. So one of your parents might have picked you up and put them on your shoulders, which made you up higher, and then you could see above the crowd. Has that ever happened to you? Well, in today's story, we're going to hear about a man named Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was shorter than a lot of people, and so anytime a crowd would gather, he couldn't see. He couldn't see over them. Now, first, let me tell you about Zacchaeus. He was not very popular, and you know why? It was because he was a tax collector. Now, everybody back then and even today has to pay taxes on things we buy. But Zacchaeus was taking way more money than he was supposed to. So Zacchaeus may have gone around town with his little money bag, collecting money from everybody, but you know what he would do? He would tell people they owed more than they did. So say he told them they owed $1, or they did owe $1, and he would tell them they owed $2. So that was like stealing from them, wasn't it? So you know what he would do? He'd go and tell them they owed more than they were supposed to owe. And in this case, let's say he would take this dollar and he would steal it for himself. And then he would go ahead and give this dollar to the king, but this dollar he saved for himself. Now that's what we call stealing, right? And stealing is very wrong. Remember, in our 10 Commandments, we learn, do not steal. So I want to give you another example of what taxes might be. So say you have your allowance, or you got some money as a gift for your birthday or something, and you have $1. And you go into the dollar store and you find a toy that you like, and the price on it is $1. Well, you know what? It's going to cost more than your dollar. In Estes Park, our taxes are 9%. So it's actually going to cost you $1.09. So see, there's my nickel and 4 pennies. Now, taxes are used in government to build things for the people that live in that community. So here, our taxes might be used to build some of our parks and to keep things clean downtown. That's the money that a government uses to operate a town. So taxes are good when they're used properly, but Zacchaeus was taking way more money than he was supposed to. So let's get into today's story. Of course, it's found in our beginner's Bible. And this story is actually found in the Gospel of Luke, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and it's found in chapter 19. So the story goes something like this. Jesus was coming into town, and a large crowd had gathered round to see Jesus and see what he had to say. But Zacchaeus couldn't see because so many people had gathered. So you know what Zacchaeus did? He climbed up in a sycamore tree. Now here in Estes Park, we don't have sycamore trees, but he did climb up in a tree so that he could see what was going on below. And so Jesus walked by, and he looked up, and he saw Zacchaeus up in that tree, and he said, "Zacchaeus, come down right now. Get out of that tree because I want to go to your house." Well, there's a couple of things that are different about that. One is that he knew the name of Zacchaeus. Now, they had never met before, but Jesus knew his name. Now, let me tell you, Jesus knows that my name is Joy, and he knows all of your names. So, for the kids who are in my class, for Aviah, Cade, Gus, Heidi and Marilla, Penelope, Todd, Amberly, Zach, Zane, Caleb, James, and Finley. Jesus knows your name. And he has always known our name even before we were born. And Jesus came to save us, and he knows us by name. So let me get on with the story. So, like I said, he told Zacchaeus to come down and that he wanted to go to his house. Well, again, nobody liked Zacchaeus because he was a tax collector. And see, he was probably rich from stealing all that money. Look at all the jewels he has and the pretty robe. So they went on, Jesus and Zacchaeus went on to Zacchaeus' house, and a large crowd of people gathered outside Zacchaeus' house. And you know what they were doing? They were gossiping and grumbling because Zacchaeus wasn't popular. He was a thief, and nobody could understand why on earth Jesus would want to go to his house. And so, like I said, they were outside his house just grumbling and griping, saying, why is Jesus there? Now, Jesus and Zacchaeus got in Zacchaeus' house, and they had some conversation, and you know what happened? Jesus made Zacchaeus realize that what he had been doing was wrong and that it was sin. And Zacchaeus believed him, and he all of a sudden became sorry that he had done the things he had done. And so he told Jesus, I'm so sorry. You know what, Jesus? I'm going to give back that money to the poor people that I stole from, and from anybody else that I took too much money from. I'm not going to just give them back the money I stole. I'm going to give them back 4 times as much. So Jesus made Zacchaeus understand that what he had been doing was wrong, and that he was going to make things right. Now today I have a couple of little crafts for you. One of them is I sent you this image on your mom's email, and you'll see Zacchaeus is down here, downtown, and he can't see anything that's going on. So you know what he did? He climbed up in the sycamore tree, and there he is in the tree. And then Jesus told him to come down, so down he comes out of the tree. So I sent you guys this image, and you just need to cut it out and color it and get a piece of string and put Zacchaeus on the tree, and you can pull him up and down. Now the other craft I sent you, I think you're going to really like this one because it's a snack and a craft together. Because about this time in Sunday school, I can just hear you saying, Miss Joy, we're hungry. Miss Joy, can we have a snack? Miss Joy, what is our snack? Well, today's snack you can easily make. All you need is some grapes and some pretzel sticks. And I bet most of you have that in your house anyway. So what you're going to do is you can get a plate, and you can design your grapes to look like a tree, and the pretzel sticks are the trunk of that tree. So that's a fun, healthy snack for you to eat, and it'll remind you of Zacchaeus being up in this tree, right? And then, of course, I sent you an image of a coloring page for you to color this week. Here's Zacchaeus up in the tree, and there's Jesus going, Zacchaeus, come down. And then last but not least, of course, we have our memory verse for the week. And it is also found in Luke at the end of our story. And it says, Jesus came to seek and save. Luke 19:10. Now, who do you think Jesus came to seek out and to save? Well, in today's story, he came to seek out Zacchaeus and to save Zacchaeus. And he also came to seek out all of us and to save us from our sins. And that is just such a wonderful thing. And we're so thankful to God that he did send Jesus to seek us out, call us by name, and save us. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. It's one of my favorite lessons in the Bible, and I hope you'll have a really good week. When you're walking on the trails, think about 2 things. One is that Your mom and dad's taxes help pay for those trails. And two, as you look up in the trees, think about Zacchaeus being up in that tree and Jesus calling him by name to come down. So have a good week, kids. I love you and I miss you. Bye.